The Agnipath recruitment scheme opens up opportunities for the youth of India to serve in the military. Keep India's battle force completely ready and instill a military ethos amongst our youth. But then why is there so much criticism from many people, including many veterans, about this revolutionary scheme? Let's debate.
In a historic announcement, the Defence Minister of India unveiled the Agnipath scheme to give a boost to India's tri-services.
जब से होश संभाला सपना यही था कि कैसे देश के काम आ जाऊं, सीने में सुलगती देश प्रेम की अग्नि, हो तन समर्पित, हो मन समर्पित.
Flanked by the tri-services chiefs, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh made this recruitment announcement.
अग्निपथ योजना में भारतीय नौजवानों को बतौर अग्निवीर आर्म्ड फोर्सेस में सेवा का अवसर प्रदान किया जाएगा.
Agnipath will enable youth to sign up to be inducted into any of the three services as Agniveers for a period of 4 years. Hailing the Agnipath scheme, all tri-services threw their weight behind it.
Who will form a part of the Indian Air Force are going to be an inherent component of an organization that prides itself on its core values of mission, integrity and excellence.
नए दौर की नई सोच है, एक आइडिया जो मेड इन इंडिया एंड मेड फॉर इंडिया है, एक आइडिया जो आर्म फोर्सेस के ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज मैनेजमेंट को पॉजिटिवली इम्पैक्ट करेगा.
To bring a paradigm change in the human resource management of the Indian Army. The scheme, one of the most significant initiatives, aims to make the Army a future-ready fighting force, capable of meeting multiple challenges across the full spectrum of conflict.
But some continue to criticize this phenomenal and transformational induction program.
यदि जवान भर्ती कर रहे हैं, सेना में भर्ती कर रहे हैं, तो 35 साल की उम्र तक उसको रखिए, तब तक उसमें मैच्योरिटी आ जाएगी. 18 साल के बच्चे की भर्ती करेंगे, 22 साल में उसको बंदूक का लाइसेंस थमा के छोड़ देंगे. आप क्या बनाना चाहते हैं देश को?
The game changer for the Indian military is here. It's a radical move. The forces are confident. So why crib? Let's debate.
खतरों से आंखें मिलाने का हो जुनून, ऐसे हैं भारत के वीर जवान.
Now, I want to understand what the problem is, and in this case, we have people on different sides. The veterans on different sides, people are divided. But the way I look at it is this: you bring in tens of thousands of soldiers into the Indian Army. You bring down the average age profile of the fighting force of India by 4 to 5 years. And you make the Indian Army more battle ready. At this time, this is what we should do. I don't understand the problem. So can Colonel Dinesh Nain start with first telling us what the problem is? What the problem is? Why do some people like you question the scheme? Colonel Dinesh Nain, please. General Bakshi, welcome. Major Gauravaria, General K.K. Sinha. Colonel Dinesh Nain, please. Yeah.
Arnab, I am not questioning the decisions which government takes. I am questioning what the implications are going to be to the defense forces, especially army. You see, there are two main reasons for starting this scheme, Agnipath or Agniveer. One is that youth wants to join defense forces. Yes, they should. It's attractive. And secondly, that we will be able to modernize the defense forces more. So can't we do it without moving the basic structure? 47, 62, 65, 71, Kargil. This structure, this basic structure of training, of further training units, Then war games, exercise every year. A soldier keeps on getting training till the time he retires.
Yeah.
Depending upon the neighbor's armament, our tactics.
So 25% of those will be absorbed, but you have a short service commission for the officers. Why not a short service commission for other ranks? And
short service commission?
Yeah, I don't. So it's a short service commission, 4 years. What's
Okay,
the problem?
short service commission,
Let me get it. General Sinha also, please. General Sinha. He's saying the basic structure of the army changes. If people enter for 4 years and are given a generous, handout at the end, and then they go back into civilian life. He's saying by doing so, you've changed the basic structure of the Indian Army.
No, I have gone, I'm not saying on the face value. I have been, studying from last about 3 to 4 months very seriously. The reaction, what I heard, generally when you hear first time or second time a little bit apply, you will get a reaction, what will about regimentation, what will happen, the fighting spirit which we develop over a period of time. But when you go through, see, these are transformative reforms, and especially when it is required, and exactly you have said, it was there very much in an officer cadre. It is being, just been put in the PBOR. If we have accepted the officer, and that is the mainstay of the officer, when the officers stand, as of today, the philosophy is there that you have more and more of the short service officer, and then the regular officer through NDA and IMA, and you should have 50-50 and come down to 75-25. That is the ethos of if the officer cadre, that is the way we move, and we accepted it. Now when it is happening for the PBOR, the people who are below the officer's rank, and you want to intake, you are going for a deep selection of the 25%. They are going to be professional. You are still not conscript. You are going for the same volunteer system with a better reservist. And then you are, today's challenge of 21st century is not that you have a frontier army the way we are. The spirit, I feel, will remain. It is a huge, huge challenge. I agree with when it will come out, the people will talk about the fighting spirit proven. It is a huge challenge. But the people must have applied. It is already out. Now we are debating, we should take it. It is a challenge. There is a strength.
But when in the Ukraine conflict, I'm just putting the other side, one of the limitations of the Russian forces...
If I am not needed, can I...
I'm just coming to you, General Bakshi. Why would you not be needed? Why would you feel so? I'm just coming to you after 2 panelists have spoken. I was just making a point. Can I complete the point, General Bakshi? My only limited point was, and I'm handing it over to you after that, is that in the Ukraine conflict, we saw that one of the limitations of the Russian forces was very young and inexperienced fighters. So I just wanted to make that point. General Bakshi.
Thank you, Arnab. Arnab, frankly, we thought initially that this was a pilot test scheme which would be tried out first and then across the board implementation done to change the very ethos and the way of war fighting of this army over the last 250 years. You see, after all, this organization has crystallized over World War I, World War II, 4 post-independence conflicts, number of CICT affairs. As you very correctly pointed out, the primary lesson from the Russian armed forces is the inadequacy, the weakness of a conscript-based army. You know the problems they have had. The conscripts have proved to be the weak link, and they are short of manpower. They are not short of equipment. So the entire rationale of this change, that we will cut our revenue budget and we will get more capital budget, If your threats increase, increase your budget. For God's sake, do you know, Arnab, that the armed forces are today down by 2 lakhs, at least the army? About 1.65
But doesn't this help there?
Officially given out.
But doesn't this help there
You
in the short
haven't had
run?
recruitment for 2 years. No. So that means you just change a volunteer full service army into a quasi conscript army. An army needs a balance. An army needs a balance of experience and youth. You see, you can't do away with that.
Does conscription? No, this is not conscription. But General Bakshi, General Bakshi, this is not conscription. But since you use the word, my question to you is: does conscription make the Israeli army weak?
We were laughing at the Chinese army. We were laughing at. Are you the Israeli army? Have you followed their ethos all this while? Are you a nation in arms? You've always had an all-volunteer force. Look at your own history and ethos before you do across-the-board change. Arnab, for God's sake, let's not do it. And let's not do it in such a tearing hurry when your threats are on the rise from China, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Taliban. That is the time you want to create internal turmoil. You want to put all your feet up in the air. Don't do it.
Why would there be internal turmoil? I mean, isn't that a? Isn't let me get in Gaurav Arya on this. I'm hearing all sides tonight. I'm only saying here that the tri-services have thrown their weight behind it. It is a part solution to the manpower problem in the armed forces, and it also provides a lot of employment and salary compensation to the youth, to the youngest, those between the age of 17 and 22. But I want Gaurav Arya to respond. Gaurav.
Arnab, a couple of things that I wanted to say here. Number one is, Arnab, even the US Army has people who come, who join, who go away. Secondly, your point about the SS officers. I am an SS officer myself. And there are so many SS officers who've done very well. They come, they leave. During my time, they used to leave after 5 years. Now they leave after 10 years plus 4 years extension, depending on their choice. And we have got Mahavir Chakras, we have got Lieutenant Generals, we've got the whole array of people who have trained for 11 months at OTA and then done pretty well, for themselves. So I don't think it's such a bad deal. See, I have only one thing to say, Arnab. People who are decades senior to me, people who know 1,000 times more than me, have taken this decision. I mean, I cannot sort of start second guessing the chiefs of Army, Navy and Air Force by saying that no, their decision is wrong, because we'll have to see how this pans out. Nobody knows till now because we don't have any experience in this. So somebody must have gone to the drawing board, spent a couple of years, figured out how to do it, and they're doing it. If this experiment is not successful, they might roll it back, they may not roll it back, I don't know. The truth, Arnab, I'll just finish in 10 seconds. The truth is that nobody knows. It's all, today we're all analyzing. This is guesswork. Ki aisa hoga, vaisa hoga. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. And let's try it. Let's see how it pans out, Arnab.
Yeah, but why get so angry about it? I mean, I think this is more about the way things have been. Isn't employment an issue, General Bakshi? Isn't it going to be based on merit? Are these people who are going to join? Okay. Here's a question to you, General Bakshi. Don't get angry with me. I'm just saying to you that today there's a war. If there's a war, will we say that let us not send someone with 2 years experience to fight the enemy? We won't.
Arnab, no. That's precisely what can I answer that? Yeah. Arnab, what I'm saying is, as Gaurav very rightly brought out, 7 years service for short service, 10 years service for short service. Did he talk of 4 years? In 4 years, 6 months training, 2 months annual leave, 1 month almost of casual leave, so 3 months per year, 3 threes are 9. 9 months plus 6 months gone out of your 4 years, right? By the time that boy has learnt his job, he is out on the streets again.
No,
Are
but
you
then,
going to, you
but,
know, in
but
the
then, but then,
Punjab,
but then
when the-
won't,
when the
sorry to
terrible
intervene,
phase
but
was
won't
on.
that, won't
can
that
I just
apply to a
finish?
5-year officer also?
Can I just
No,
finish
to a
my
short service commission officer passing out of the officers training academy.
Also, for God's sake, that is precisely what we are saying. How have you come to this 4 years figure?
So what's the difference between 4 years and 5 years?
Is it adequate? Ask the old experts.
Okay, okay, so I'll put that to General Sinha.
You needed minimum 5 years. I've just explained.
Okay.
No. I've just explained. No, Arnab, just let me present my side of the argument. Look, what I'm saying is the United States Army in Vietnam was on a tour of duty system, right? And they had to change to all volunteer army. The American army today is an all volunteer army. From a conscript army, they had to change to an all-volunteer army. That was the prime lesson of the Vietnam War.
But this is not conscription.
Don't learn from your own
This is not conscription. General Sinha is responding to you. General Sinha versus General G.D. Bakshi. This is getting interesting. General Sinha.
It is not conscription only in name.
50-50.
4 years. 4 years is tantamount to conscription.
It is no way it is a conscription. It is not a concept of conscription. It is still volunteer army, and where the people are volunteering to come. It is not. Sir, please let me also finish, sir. I have also applied I was also agitated when I heard about 6 months back this is happening. I have applied myself. Now the decision has been taken. The people, who are sitting, who are as on today responsible, they are also responsible people. Let's understand them what they have done it. There are huge challenge. I'm telling you. There are huge challenge. The huge challenge is only one in my mind. That is regimentation, which we talk about. Naam Namak Nisan. Other than there is no challenge. Let me put it across. Please don't mind it. Generally, you are senior. I agree with you everything. But here, please understand, this decision has been taken by nation. We can't keep fighting on it. We have to see and take the challenge and make sure if the people have applied themselves in 21st century warfare, which is hybrid, they're a great zone warfare. You can't have the thing, the frontier army which we had. There were deadlocks, sir. I have also fought Kargil war. I have seen these young people, how they have contributed. 3.5 years, of course I agree, 6 months is good enough for the training of these PBOR. Provided it is a challenge, not the way you are telling. 2 months annual leave, 30 days casual leave. You have to compensate with money. And then, I'm telling you, these things have not come out. These policies have not come out. People will apply.
Okay, Colonel Nain is responding.
Fooled.
Colonel Nain is responding. Colonel Nain is responding. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a default shortage of soldiers that goes into maybe 200,000 by the end of 22. We've got to think of that. Our country is still facing many external threats. Yes, Colonel Nain. And I agree. At some point, we have to come together on this or whatever it is. We have to come together. On issues regarding the army, we should not fight. Yes, please, Colonel Nain.
Now, last 2 years, there has been no recruitment. 60,000 people get retired every year. 60,000 we intake. If you see the strength being intaken, which is going to be taken now with Agnipath, and this thing is not very different. It's only the basic structure which I said is being changed, and now coming down to the officers. 130 crore population. This country has 400 officers. They are unable to produce from National Defence Academy permanent officers because the dilution of the image, dilution of the status. Since 1973, when they abolished the Defence Pay Commission and got the people under Civil Pay Commission, like in Pentagon, 99% Army officers, defense officers, they take charge in America. In our country, 99%.
just one point. I think I lost the line there. But I was thinking of something. I was thinking of something, Colonel Nain, and I want to share this with Gaurav and the others. The bureaucracy in this country must apply the same rules on themselves that they apply on others. There is a crying need in this country for more police officers, for younger administrators, and as India's geostrategic potential, Gaurav, grows, for younger, more talented people with domain expertise to enter even the foreign service or any other service. But would the bureaucracy, the IAS officers, ever change the way in which the UPSC selection process happens? Of course, that's for officer class, but even otherwise. Would they change that, Gaurav? They wouldn't. So I think part of the opposition is coming from the fact that the bureaucrats have decided. The bureaucrats have decided how soldiers are to be taken in. I think that is a bit of the resentment that's coming in out here. Because if short service, if younger Indians are to throw themselves in the service of the country, let that happen across sectors. And one more question, Gaurav. If there has been a shortage, why has there been no recruitment for 2 years? Or limited recruitment for 2 years?
Okay. Arnab, it's wrong to blame the bureaucrats for this because the Army, Navy and the Air Force chiefs signed off on it. So are we saying here that the Army chief and the Navy chief and the Air chief will blindly say yes to whatever the bureaucrats say? Somebody should have put their foot down.
GD Bakshi.
So, this whole argument about bureaucrats being, hatching some conspiracy against soldiers, this I don't buy. I'm simply saying that finally the people who are responsible are the chiefs of the three services. Whatever the bureaucrats may say, if they have agreed, then the buck stops with them.
Look, Arnab, one, I have nothing to give or take from anyone now. From the government on anybody. But I served this organization for 37 years. I do owe it a great deal of loyalty. In my limited wisdom that the Lord gave me to see in that limited light, I will again emphasize with all my command, don't be in a tearing hurry. There is something called change management. You want to make across the board change in ethos, service conditions, the way we fight. Give it a pilot project first and then do it. See how it is working out on the ground. The CO will write reports on every Jawan now. No, there are lots of implementation problems. I have also studied this. There is the recruitment training cycle. Look at the way that will get disrupted. Your threats now are at their maximum. This is the time we choose to bring such tumultuous change without even going through a pilot
will it cause a difference? Will it? But does it matter? Today, when a short service commission officer and a normal commission officer, when they are fighting or being part of some exercise, does it make a difference on the ground? Does the short service commission officer look over the? Does it change the commitment?
Excellent. I think you hit the nail on the head. In the armed forces, you go by demonstrated combat experience, combat performance, which is the latest combat laboratory. What are the lessons we have learned from Ukraine? Do we want to learn at our cost? They had conscripts. Have they done well? They have made a disaster. They are the weakest link in the chain. They are conscripts because of shortage of service.
Sir, with due respect, can I put across the point?
Short service officer, please.
Sir, with due respect, can I put my point? Sir, let me give you some figure. Please. And Arnab, I will give you a figure. As on today, we have got 1.5 million strong military, which includes Army, Navy, Air Force. We have got 2.6 veterans, or you can say ex-servicemen, which we are reservists. Now, what is being done? every year, and the government has given a figure. In 1 year, 46,000. Means actually every year they will have 2 batches of 25,000 each, which are going to be actually recruited, trained in 2 batches of 6 months and 6 months. Thereafter, he serves for 4 years. 25% of that finds a professionalism, absolutely absorb him as a permanent armed force.
Yeah, but
what is happening? It is happening slowly. It is not happening overnight. What he's saying as a concept, that we are becoming a
but something. That's true. I think there needs to be. I think we need to go into very much into detail about this ambitious recruitment model for the armed forces, the Agnipath scheme, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad we had this conversation, and ladies and gentlemen, please remember that the only channel bringing you the complete details of the scam that the Vadra Gandhi family has carried out is the Republic Media Network. He's being questioned again tomorrow, Rahul Gandhi. We're tracking it. We're told he's being totally evasive, almost non-cooperative with the agencies. We'll bring you more inside scoops on that tomorrow. Till then, good night and goodbye.